Give me just 3 minutes of your time and I'll explain why it is so important to pay attention at midlife. I came across this in my doctoral studies on leadership. The work of Dr. Robert Clinton and his students studied the lives of 700 leaders, and they found that there is a pattern in how God works with a leader over their lifetime. So take a look at this. If this represents the decades of your life, and if this represents your life and your leadership development, here is the typical pattern of what happens. Most leaders start well, and then somewhere around midlife, they flatline. And then sometimes they even flounder. This is the majority of people. Only a few people actually go on and find what we might call a flourishing. This is really instructive because notice how this really shows up after age 40. It's in the second half of life that this becomes most evident. It's like God has been working in us and through us in the first half, preparing us for potentially a flourishing. But depending upon our choices right here will determine whether we end up flatlined or flourishing. So it is so important to pay attention here, especially realizing that the average Canadian is going to live until their 80s. That means there's even the potential of a career right here. This is really significant because we have big transitions happening in these decades of 40 to 60. There is an empty nest that comes, and that's a new chapter. There is often a change of vocation or career, and then our energy and physical capacities are diminishing, which all converge to give us a bit of an angst. We begin to wonder here at midlife, what's next? Now this is where people need help, and this is where CREST steps in. Our CREST program is to help people right here in these decades. We offer a process to reflect deeply over midlife. When we were young, in our teenagers, we had to find ourselves. The irony is, you got to find yourself again at midlife, but this time with more insight, because the decisions we make here can have big consequences. We must not make wrong decisions here. It will affect everything else to come. So at CREST, we offer a person a process to get clarity at midlife, to find out who you really are and what the dream might be. There is a flourishing piece here where we can live from our heart. We can be aligned with how God has created us and prepared us. We can fulfill a purpose that we're really made for, and with that comes significance and joy. So that's what CREST is, helping bringing clarity to the second half of life.